All right, welcome back to Craft Camp Campers. This is Donna, and today we're going to be making a Tic Tac Toe Travel game bag. You're going to need something to cut on, something to cut with, something to cut your fabric. I've used fleece and 100% cotton, some floss and a needle to close up your bag, something for the drawstring. I'm using jute twine. You could use ribbon, something for your game pieces. These are 1-inch wooden round discs that I've painted. Glue, if you're using any kind of glue together for your fabric. If you're using fabric, use a fabric glue that's washable. And you could technically use hot glue. Just make sure you protect your surface either way, glue or hot glue, from the fabric sticking together. So here I'm showing you the green fabric. It's 100% cotton and it was a fat quarter. And if you look closely, you can see little marks there that I have measured out, and I'll explain this in just a second. I use this mat as a template. It's like 5.5 by 7.5, and it made a very nice little bag. And there's the 100% polyester fleece. I used some velveteen and some holographic iron-on vinyl to make my grid there. And I'm going to be showing you how to do a mattress stitch for the decorative edge. Here I've marked 1/4 inch marks, they're about 1/4 inch long, to give me an idea of where I want to put my stitches, and that's with a water soluble pin that disappears with water. So here I'm just enter from the back and go through the front. And the thing about the mattress stitch is you use the loop of the thread to catch the stitch that you're making, and then it closes up to make kind of a 3-sided square. And that'll straighten out there. That little X will straighten out when I make the next stitch. So up from the back, a lot of people loop their hand around that's paint on my hand, by the way, not blood. You make a loop behind your needle or under your needle. Go up from the back and pull, and the loop will close in on itself. And that's a perfectly fine way to do it. The way I prefer to do it, especially at this angle, if it was in my lap, I would do it that regular, fast, wrap it around, make a loop behind the needle and then pull up. So this is a preferred method I use, where I bring it up, I pull up, I leave a little loop at the back, and then I just get a better tension this way. And this is the awkward way I'm doing it as far as the position that I'm in. And but even when it's in my lap, I prefer this. I seem to get better consistency through my project. So next we will be discussing making those channels. And here I'm going to be using one of the fleece bags. It's 100% polyester fleece. And it was donated by my mother, so thank you, Mom. I'm just straightening up the corner so it's not sticking out because it's such a slippery fabric. I did use some Wonder Clips here. You could use some pins if your fabric's giving you a hard time. Pardon me. So my fingers are underneath, keeping a feel on the line, the edge of that fabric. And I can feel where my needle comes down. And I'm doing a simple quilting technique here. Even stitches, even length, the best I can. It's homemade. It's supposed to be that way. So I continue on here, a little further down, and I gather 3 or 4, whatever you find works best for you without having a lot of resistance when you pull right here. And you just continue on. I think we have a couple more things here, stitches to do. And if something's in the way like that clip, take it off, no biggie. It's not going to move that much on you. And then continue on. And I've got to the end, and I'm again going to make sure that that little corner is not poking out. You could always trim it later, but I'm just going to push through here and tie the knot off. I'll show you how I do my knots as well. And Mom, thank you for teaching me how to embroidery as well. So here I go back up, and I'm going to make a little loop, and I'm going to go through the loop one direction, and again the same direction, and then I'm going to guide that is going to turn into the knot. I'm going to guide it down close to the fabric as I can get, and then trim it off close. If you want to secure that knot just to make sure there's no problem, you could put a dab of hot glue or fabric glue. All right, so now we have that done, and we're going to go through, and I'm going to show you how I use the jute twine. And if you're using ribbon or jute or anything that would fray cording, you want to make sure that maybe you do something to secure it from fraying, especially like grosgrain ribbon or something. You might heat that. Here, this twine isn't that bulky, and a little knot is going to keep it secure enough for me. So I'm putting a little knot. Well, I'm measuring out, just then I measured out the length that I want, and then I measured it 3 times more, cut it in half, and I'm tying the knot in the end to use as my pull stop. So one item I forgot to tell you you'd need is a safety pin or a bodkin, something to lace your drawstring through the channel. So you just push it onto the pin. For those of you who don't know how to do this, you push it onto the front of the pin and pull it back onto the string or your drawstring. And then keep an eye on the end so you don't lose that in there. You'll just have to do it again. And head back the other direction. Push it onto the safety pin, pull it back onto the thread. So just a little trading of hands. All right, so there's the end. I even these two ends up. It's a little off camera, but we'll see, in the next section. Take that pin off. You give it a little overhand knot with 2 strands together, and that is going to be secure enough. That'll be great. Okay, so now we'll be going back the other direction. Here's my knot. And my pin, I want the handles to be out to the side. That's what I was indicating with my finger. And we go start at the other end. So the opposite end from where your first handle is for your drawstring. And we've done that, and now we just tie another knot in that, and now your drawstring is complete. So we're wrapping up here. I gave a little demo of the drawstring action. You just pull it apart. My 3-year-old does this all the time. He enjoys it. And you can just square those up. The fleece was pretty flexible, so I could pull on the edges on the 2 side edges. It was on the stretchy side, so I could even out the tension a little. But I used that velveteen HTV. I painted these gray, and I added a heat transfer iron on. And here's my pieces that I've completed. I really hope you enjoyed today's project, and please like and subscribe and share this video. This is definitely something you can do with your little ones.